Okay, so we are most likely a little bit late for your first show. Apologies for that. It's been a crazy week with the assistance dog puppy that I've got in for training. She's asleep now, so it means I've got a bit of space and less dogs to trip over. So when we are working on movement for the show ring, we ideally want our dogs to look ahead rather than looking at us, because you want the profile to obviously stay as a nice profile of the dog. I'm making the assumption that you do have a show lead and that you've got a show lead specifically for showing. What these do is they are different to having a collar and lead. The idea is, again, it keeps a nice looking profile for the dog and blends in. You don't want it to stand out particularly. So my show leads are the same colour as my dogs. So we want the dogs to... Judges don't tend to like leads to be loose and dangling and too low. They like them to be nice and taut and out of the way. So one thing that we do, good boy, kind of need to teach dogs is that there will be a little bit of tension on the lead, but that's communication. It isn't anything else. It's not any way of correcting or anything. So we kind of need to work on getting a very nice stand and stay, stand and wait, and then have the lead just with that tiny bit of tension coming out from the neck. Okay, so that's one thing I would be starting with. With the stand stay itself, what you want to be doing is a little bit of work where you're moving into position. Stand, that's a good boy, stand. Take the treat away, bring the treat back in, good boy, that's nice. And start building up that nice stand stay, okay? I'll just go over there for a second. Okay, Ripley? Good girl, stand. Yes, good girl, good girl. And most of the time, you're going to be next to a dog when you're in the breed ring. Different breeds will be presented in different ways. Mine are across me, shown like that. Some dogs are shown sort of you and the dog face on, but you're always going to be alongside your dog. So that's one thing to remember when you're practicing any of the stay side of things, that you always need to have your dog next to you like this, and the lead coming out. So it gets your dogs used to, in fact, there'll be a hand above their head as well. You need to work on, so although I know it's the movement we want, we still need the basic stand and the position to be in place. We need to, right, you go around me, because Bernard's just going to get in the way again. Go around, good girl, good girl. For goodness sake, go over there. We need them to look outwards from us while standing. Yes, good girl. So the watch, you mentioned, was really good. So watching us is brilliant, but we also need them to look. We need them to look away from us. Otherwise, as they're standing and they've got their profile, they're going to be doing that looking at us, and it alters so much. It alters where the shoulder and the cervical spine and the neck and the head, you know, everything's moving then in the wrong way. They can't quite get to see what they need to see. So it could make all the difference. If your dog is just on level with another, it can actually make the difference between being placed and not, if they are, you know, kind of like this, looking up at us, trying to get that eye contact. So you can work on a look, and you literally are going to have your dog next to you. Good boy. Let them know that there's a treat there. You look. Yes, good. That's nice. Look. Yes, good. That's good. I know the fireworks, I can hear you. Okay, Ripley. Wait. And look. Not at me, at this. Yes, good girl. So Ripley started to look at my hand, and then she looked up at me, so I just reminded her and brought the treat back out again, okay? And that way, they're more likely, you can literally just get them stood and look. That's good. It means when you're moving, if they're looking up at you or looking over there at something, you can go, hey, look, yeah, that's good. And they're going to be more likely to look ahead. Another thing that you can do, and this is then once you've got the lead on, you need to have a little bit of, they need to be okay with having that little bit of tension on the lead, all right? So it's then having that particular lead on, like so, and just literally doing a little bit of sort of carrot and stick luring with a treat, but putting a little bit of tension on as well. That's good. And Ripley, a little bit of tension on the lead, stand, good girl, okay? So that they can start realising that when there is that bit of tension, then they are in the right place. That's what we're looking for, okay? Merlin is so different in the breed ring compared to anywhere else. Anywhere else, loose lead, collar and lead, walks really lovely. Put him in the breed ring, he knows he's got that different lead on, he feels it, he knows what he's doing, what he's there for. He's straight away, as soon as I go to move, he is slightly ahead, he's upright, he's, yes, this is lovely, Put it back on collar and lead when you come out, and he's back to go again. Off we go. Merlin, good boy. So a little bit of getting used to the tension on the lead goes a huge way. And then what we want is, again, the looking ahead. And so one way of getting the looking ahead is to have something with a toy or a treat or something that your dog likes actually ahead of them. So I'll put bugs on here because mine aren't interested, otherwise one will nick the other one's thing. So you put the item there, whether it's a treat or a toy. You come back over here a bit with the lead there again, and you just go, oh look, can you see what's over there? Is that nice? Can you look? Don't do that to her. Rip, you go over there. Can you look, Merlin? Good boy. Okay, walk. Yes, and then they'll be able to get the treat or the toy or whatever it might be. Good boy, good boy.